Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back. It's only been a couple weeks, but actually it's been less than a week, hasn't it? Since the first podcast, the first Scrying Pool podcast that has been released. And we are back post-BTS this time with uh, two familiar faces, one new face, and Robo typing in the background. So I would like to introduce everybody back to Captain Lime,
Hi.
Cryptic Spark,
Hi.
and our newbie, a Wild Mudkip.
Hello.
So, I am glad that you 3/4, if I count Robo, who is continuously typing random stuff in the chat. Uh, Back, we have a rather short lineup this time, considering that we just did a podcast on what we expected to see in the BTS. Just a quick rundown of what is in the BTS. We have Some Like It Cold, the new Penguin quest, which everybody is... I'm pretty sure everybody's looking forward to at this point. The Clan Avatar, which is something I don't think any of us expected to show up. And
Citadel slavery.
yeah, and a Hunter D&D update, Big Chinchampas. So I think first things first. How does this rate to what we were? How does this? I guess I don't want to say rate, but how does it match up to what we were expecting to see in the BTS?
We got like 1 out of 3 right.
Well, considering that we knew for a fact that penguins were coming, I think I don't know. That's not a very good rate. But I did say that there's usually some kind of skilling update of some variety. Hunter was like the last one I was expecting though, so
Alright, so let's still say 1 out of 3.
yeah, I'm gonna.
I was expecting,
Huh?
I was expecting like more, considering it's a 5-week month, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's 5
Well-
weeks, but the first week's already gone. The first Tuesday is the
Well, at
7th. So
At least 4 then, because that's a no update week.
yeah, I mean, as Captain Lime has been noting about the forums, they're up in a buzz
Rage
about
spamming.
it. They're rage spamming, but then again, that's what the forums do. I swear, the RuneScape community is nothing but trolls. Every single goddamn one of them. But yeah, they're pretty much rage spamming about, oh, this is a crap BTS. There's only 3 updates. Oh, there's only 4 weeks, guys. Chill out.
And also most of the funds are going to EOC.
Oh yeah, as we mentioned in our last podcast, I think people neglect to realize that, like 80% of devs are working on the combat update right now, considering that is gigantic and is looming.
And 19% are working on the Squill of Fortune.
Yeah, god damn it. Unfortunately. But yeah, alright, well, we might as well get right back into penguin discussion. It's like we just covered all of this. So we have the new penguin quest. We know for a fact that you're going to be asked to infiltrate a prisoner of walrus camp. And they say, what is it they say? You're going to have to deal with a rather grumpy walrus, complete with monocle and superiority complex, quote unquote. So we know that these walrus are going to have some attitude. The question is, as most of this quest is, it is referencing the Cold War and other stuff, and Robo has done nicely to absolutely inundate the chat with spam questions about predictions about what this is going to be. I guess I'll read a couple of them. Let's see here. Will the Penguins ever start any attacks? Will this series really just be a Cold War? What of the Penguin Mafia? How will that rise up? Will we see Captain Marlin? What about pescaling packs? I mean, there's Robo has a ton of little things here, but anyways, I feel like it should be interesting. But what do you guys think about this?
I think the fact that it says prisoner of walrus means that this walrus is pretty high up in the ranks and calling some of the shots here.
But is he at all connected to the Penguin Mafia? There's a question that I would like to see answered, and I'm sure it will be answered. I mean, can you actually legitimately see the penguins being controlled by a walrus overlord? Keeping in mind that the walrus eats penguins.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can?
Yeah, I can see that because, yeah, I actually can see that.
I guess if they're desperate, then... Or they're just really, really full of hate. Of course,
Or maybe pescaling Pax got eaten.
Nom nom. I can't actually remember who
Well,
Pescaling Pax is.
He's the king of the penguins.
Oh yeah. Derp.
I was just going to say, on the seals working with the penguins as well.
Oh yeah. They did mention that. Yeah, it was also mentioned you'll spy on the latest group of marine life to muscle in on the act, namely the seals and a grumpy walrus.
I think Chicks are just throwing the natural, well, what normally happens in nature out of the window for this quest. So the food chain with penguins, seals, and walruses are just being ignored.
So they're just throwing together marine life and saying, "You guys work together, go."
And looking at the rewards, it says a new circus event. So I'm thinking personally it's probably way out there, but an event with like ping and pong music, maybe.
We know that Ping and Pong are going to be in this quest. We've seen concept art of them in this quest of some variety, or at least either I have or I am hallucinating, which
No,
both
no, we saw
both
them.
of which are possible.
Those are pretty interesting costumes they had there.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what they had on. I don't know if I can pull it up or not, but I don't really feel like finding it right now. If it can randomly appear in the chat, it would be great, but I don't bother.
The costumes were what was it? Freddie Mercury and Kiss, I think.
Oh
were the
yeah, that's
costumes.
right. Oh yeah, that's right. I can definitely see that being in the circus. I can see that those also being the costumes for the Clockwork Penguin.
Probably.
I hope they make that Clockwork Penguin like. I hope they graphically update it a little bit.
I hope that
I
we
hope
can.
it gets a rocket launcher.
I hope we can wear it like out of the penguin pen and the iceberg. Maybe some other areas that we could wear it.
It would be nice. Clockwork Orange Penguin. Oh, good God.
I can just imagine people running around the Grand Exchange with penguin suits on.
Looking like Kiss. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do hope that they graphically update it at least a little bit, because it's a little funky. I mean, granted, it is a clockwork suit, so it's kind of supposed to be that way, but still. I'd like to not look like... I don't know. But yeah, so we have the penguins. We do have a question that Robo brought up earlier about where is it? Will we save Larry? What happened to him? In the Cold War, he fears they will brainwash him after interrogating him. So yeah.
I think something's gonna go wrong with Larry. Maybe he'll actually be sane.
Yeah, good luck getting that to happen.
He'll get his job back at the Ardone Zoo.
I can't see that happening. But yeah, Chuck said at the end of last quest of Vractuber that Larry was I'm not going to try and quote this because I don't remember it exactly, but he said that Larry was a good soldier, I think is what he said, and that he could handle himself, or he could something like that. So I personally think he'll be okay, but that is definitely up in the air. We'll see about that.
And I noticed something earlier in the concept art of the walrus. He has a fish pipe, and I see the fishing requirement, and I have a feeling we're gonna have to do something
We're
with
gonna have to
that.
get him a new damn pipe.
We're gonna have to fish it up for
We're
him.
gonna have to fish it up and craft it for him. Aha.
That would make
Makes
sense.
kind of sense. Be kind of
And it's poison.
kind of a waste of a fishing requirement, a fishing and crafting requirement, though.
Like, threw it out there just to have it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the fact that Battleship or Battlefish, whatever, is going to be in this quest, though. Crazy version.
That's the fishing requirement.
I feel like that would be more the construction requirement, actually. You have to make your ships or make your whatever that they... I guess it'd probably be clockwork ships in this case. And you could craft and I don't know. That could also be the fishing requirement. We could also be completely reading into his pipe way, 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 way too much. That's probably what's happening.
Yeah.
I'll wait for Cryptic to be done typing here before I say anything else. Yeah, it could just be a pipe dream. Yeah. But yeah, so let's see here. Is there anything else to mention about Some Like It Cold?
From the BTS video, it looked like there was a bunch of dead seals.
Oh,
So-
right. And there's one other thing that I guess we should definitely bring up. Will we and how much of the motherland will we see this quest?
It's a hard question to answer.
Well, that's why I ask these questions. I ask the hard questions.
I don't think we'll see much. I think we'll just get like a little sneak peek like we did in Prisoner of Glowfree.
I don't think we'll see any. We'll just see some random island.
I don't think we'll just see a random island. I feel like we'll see a little bit, but yeah, I think it is going to be similar to Prisoner of Glowfree, because this is not the last quest in the series, and why would they just like blow the lid off of the thing as is now? Also, why would you be playing a game of Battleship in the motherland? I mean, I don't know. And why would they have a POW camp in the motherland?
Yeah, it's not actually a good
Usually
idea.
you have that kind of stuff like out on some random, some random island. So, I don't know. Robo thinks we'll see it, but I don't personally think we will see much at all, if any. But I don't know. That does beg the question of, did we really see Arposandra by just seeing the sewers? I mean, I don't really consider that actually seeing that underground city. But I don't know.
Well, it's an integral part of it with the Terror Bird manufacturing thing,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah, but that's kind of like, I don't know.
We didn't get to like go walk around it.
I mean, we basically saw what 2 rooms of what is essentially what is described to be a gigantic underground city. I mean, they're saying, I forget what they were talking about with Arposandra, but like just how big this thing was. But wasn't it like the size of Varrock or something? Where it was a gigantic city under the Poison Waste.
Yeah, something like that. It was large.
Well, wouldn't that just like dwarf Keldagrim? No pun intended.
Kelda's pretty huge too, though.
I haven't been there for a
I
while.
It's pretty damn big. It's got 2 halves to it that are both quite large. Neither has anything of use in it really, but yeah, the blast furnace is great. I love the blast furnace, but aside from that, like, I don't ever go there, and I haven't been there in a while.
Wait. So, is that it for penguins?
Unless anybody else has anything to say about this, I believe so.
What about the Mafia?
Well,
Don't they owe us some favors now?
wasn't it... Wouldn't it be the other way around? Wouldn't we owe them favors because they got us into the KGP base? Unless I'm remembering the quest series wrong.
Didn't we give them something in
We
return?
gave Noodle something, and I can't remember what. Anybody?
In any case, what about the Penguin Mafia? What's gonna happen there?
Not sure. I mean, it'll be... The Penguin... I can't really remember much about the Penguin Mafia, to be honest.
We only met one
Yeah,
person
it was
from it,
we
so...
met Noodle.
I don't think
Noodle.
Was the Penguin Mafia rebelling against the KGP?
We really should have
we
refreshed
probably
our
should have
memory
refreshed
before
our memory
we...
about this. I wasn't thinking about this. Like, this is about the last thing I was thinking about. Where's Robo when we need him? Hold on. Robo. We need to use... Okay, we're asking Robo in chat. Okay, he said well, so we know that he's got something to say.
This is breaking news, people.
Only thing we know is that it hasn't started up yet. What?
So...
What? The Mafia hasn't started up? And question mark spam, because I have no idea what Robo's talking about.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Okay, so we don't know anything more than anybody else. This is good. Well, we're just sitting here reading the chat because Robo is... he had something that he was doing, so he's going to be with us not this time. But... Alright, so I believe that does exhaust what we're looking for in the penguins. The second BTS item was the clan avatar. I don't actually really understand what exactly this is.
I think it's kind of like the clan dragon.
But it's for the surface, it looks like.
I think it's meant to be some type of pet thing which gives all members a buff, which also depends on the type of resources you get at the Citadel that week. I might have misread
I've
it.
read back over it, and I still don't really understand what it is.
Well, it keeps using the word pet, so it makes me think it'll be a familiar of some sort. But then it says you'll get the bonuses for any qualifying clan member who's in range
But it
of
says
it.
it's a
So
floating
then,
colossus of elemental forces, which means it's gigantic. Which means I can't imagine that would be a pet.
I think it'll be in just like certain key areas, and whenever you do something there, it'll boost you or whatever.
Let's see what else.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
it
don't-
says, and boy, have the new clan avatars got presence. Built and fully customized by you and your clan, it's a floating colossus of elemental forces. Yeah. I don't know,
This is a really uncertain month.
This is a weird one. It says, to get going, you'll need to build a habitat for it. Which, the concept art is confusing as well. I mean, it looks kind of... I don't know. It looks like a pylon. You must construct additional pylons. I should throw a picture of that up when we do that. Let's see how far into this. I can't tell.
I can't tell if it's just going to be a pet or something like the Clan Vex combined with the Dominion Tower marker stat
Yeah, it
boost or
kind of
whatever
looks
it
like
is.
that. And I would assume that you can only have one out at a time, judging by the nature of the boost and stuff. Like, it would be completely broken if everybody could be able... If everybody could have one and just kind of carry it around. And it does say each boost will need to be chosen by a clan member with the necessary permissions.
So
like
maybe admin or the set rank can only put them down or alter them.
Oh, Robo's doing the Penguin
Maybe
Quest
it's
series right now. That's what he's... Okay. Anyways, go on. I just totally cut Lime off. What were you saying? God damn it.
I forgot.
Okay, so we've got... It has 9 body slots, and it says you'll need to collect resource items called anagogic orts. How do you think that'll work? Because it does say that it can be obtained through Citadel or Surface skilling, and Surface World combat. Do you think they would just be like kind of added as drops if you're in a clan? Or do you think that it'll be that you have to go to specific places to kind of farm these things?
I think they'll just like pop up occasionally, like get a log, get a log, get a log. Then you get one of them.
An anagogic ort?
So,
You're gonna get them off the Squill of Fortune.
yeah.
No, Lime. I should just like kick you out of the call for that. No.
You know it's gonna happen.
I refuse to accept that reality, and I will substitute my own. Okay, so we've got... So, yeah, it doesn't... Judging by how expensive that the thing is, I don't think it's going to be like this big, like, alright, well, time to slave at the sit some more. Considering that it's only 3,000 timber, 3,000 ingots, and 3,000 rations for the grand thing. I just hope they didn't forget zeros there.
So it's not going to be like extreme Citadel slavery from
They
Rubik.
didn't forget zeros in the grand. It's not 30k timber, 30k ingots, and 30k rations.
That would really suck.
Because that's about how much all the other grand stuff is, if I remember right. And I haven't been to the Citadel in like a month, so correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I'm kind of worried that the grand is actually 30k of each. But if it's only 3k, then that's good. No complaints here. Robo just made his penguin suit on Appy.
We'll probably get back to Penguins later when he actually has info.
I'm sure he will spam some stuff at us as he continues doing these quests. I think he's more excited about the fact that he can do that quest twice than the fact that the new quest is actually coming out. But yeah, I am too.
I'm jealous.
But alright, so unless we have anything else to say about the avatar, which I don't think there's much. Oh.
Oh, wait, I remembered. Maybe the boosts are given for Citadel skilling / the battlefield stuff.
Doesn't say anything about Citadel combat, so I don't think battlefield stuff is going to be an option. I don't know. It kind of looks like it will be like kind of like a clan dragon kind of thing, but you can like pick it up and move it. I don't know. It's the concept art is wonky. I don't really know.
It's not going to be like anything we've
what to
seen.
expect. It looks like a giant floating pylon. Like that's. I expect to see Protoss units warping in next to it as like now. But
We'll see what happens.
But yeah, all right. We will move on then to the big Chinchompa update, which was, as I said earlier, I totally didn't expect Hunter to be the one to get the update. What do you guys think about this?
The gnomes have a lot of hunters.
Do they?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
charm
true.
sprites
That is a
person
gnome,
thing.
isn't it? Like, the gnomes would be the last people that I would have thought for hunters, but I guess maybe? I don't know.
I just thought about something. I was just going to say, it seems though the gnomes aren't exactly that big. What happens if it's just giant in relative to them? So it will be normal size for us, but giant for the gnomes or dwarves.
Yeah, they're gnomes.
Whatever they
And yeah, that's interesting. Let's see here. And it says,
Wait, don't we already have big Chinchompas in mobilizing armies?
Never played it.
Alright, I'm gonna look it up.
I went and tried to play it once, and I got frustrated and was like, screw this, it's not worth my time. I can't imagine the people that played that for however many hours, like what is it, like 28 hours or something, for their Onyx ring, imbued Onyx rings.
I tried grinding to rank 200, but it was just a pain. I had to give up eventually.
Oh, terrible minigame. Of course, I hate minigames in general, so it's not like that should be any kind of surprise to anybody who knows me. But yeah, so we've got that. I'm going to...
I remember when I was playing mobilizing armies, they had like this thing that was kind of like the cannon, and it was a Chinchompa, and it was gigantic, and it was blue. And it was like as big as the entire squadron. So yeah, these things are big.
If they do use that, then that would be interesting that a gnome is hunting a gigantic ass Chinchompa. But however, how would they be, I don't know, how would they be unbeknown to the rest of Gielinor? They do say these timid behemoths, and just by the name, it's like, damn.
It also says that they've localized to one small area where they've gotten new food, and I'm thinking that means a new area that we haven't been to.
They do have a lot of stuff up in the Piscatoris region that is black. I wonder if they'll unveil some of that part of the map. I would assume, and considering that's right next to the Gnome Stronghold, that's already a hunter area.
Yeah, it would make sense.
I never thought about that, or at least not until now. And Soporific moths. Hmm.
Oh. It also says that the special reward points can be used for your own private hunting spots. And the first thing that comes to mind is
Yeah, that
bots
would be nice.
free.
I, yeah, that wouldn't help the economy much, but uh, it's still that would definitely be nice for private hunting spots. I'm thinking. I wonder if they're gonna. I don't know though. If private hunting spots, unless they're like the ones that everybody uses, they wouldn't really matter that much unless they unveiled this thing that suddenly gives you 300k hunter XP an hour, which would be the only thing that could beat Draconic Jadenkos. I don't know. That was the first thing that I thought.
Maybe it's a shard. Maybe it's instanced.
Yeah, the private hunting spots is intriguing. I'd like to see what they do with that. I wonder if it'll just be like they instance your hunter area, your part of the world or something. That would be a lot of work for them though, and that would be a gigantic server load. I don't know.
Especially with like 90% of
Yeah.
it being spent on bots.
And if they are going to do that, it would have to
Yeah.
cost a lot of points because it's not like play it for 3 days or whatever. That would be 6 times, and then never play it again because you have
Yeah.
your personal
I wonder.
spot.
I want. Huh? Go on, Cryptic.
Well, I was just going to say, well, Jagex have been getting extra revenue from microtransactions, and they've also upped the custom membership a while back, so hopefully
Buying
that
new
might go
servers,
towards
please,
it.
because their servers have been shit the last few months. Of course, part of that's because there's 1,700 people per world because of fucking bots. But yeah, that's a rant for another day.
Maybe the shards are designed so that bots can't use them.
I don't know. If it was that easy, they would have gotten rid of the bots a long time ago.
Well, no, it's like they can't use like these certain areas because of some reason, but they can't use it throughout RuneScape
maybe.
because it'd be too complex.
I don't know. But if they have found something that's like, well, we know that Mod Mark said that they're going to be doing something to combat the bots. They have some kind of major anti-bot initiative coming up. So, I mean, I'm hoping that the down week of this month we'll see that, because there's only 3 updates for 4 weeks. So, yeah. But it also says that catching these beasts is often a team effort. So, I'm wondering how that'll work out. And I mean, granted, it is a D&D.
Maybe it's something like the giant fish and
I've never played
fish
Fish
flingers.
Flingers, so I can't relate at all.
Well, basically, a giant fish randomly spawns like a normal fish and spot, but it takes multiple people to get it, I think, or at least increase how fast you get
That very well might be it. If it says that it is often a team effort, which means that that nothing's keeping you from doing it solo unless there's nobody else doing the D&D.
Maybe it's more like the blast furnace, where it is more than possible to do it completely solo by just
Cycling through, yeah.
just pushing the ores in, and then but it'd be much faster
That's
to do
true.
it with a team.
I wonder. They've done a lot of these recent updates have been social updates, trying to get people working together.
Maybe it's their best attempt
Oh my
to
God,
improve the
we have a
RuneScape
long
player
way to go
base.
for that. But that's something that they probably could definitely use working on.
It's an honorable thing
It
to work
is.
on.
It's also stop bottlenecking as well, because normally you used to have to find a place to train fire making that wasn't already lit up by fires, but now you can just concentrate on one
Or
bonfire
camp at the
and
Jadinko
not
Lair,
have to
which
change the
is
whole map.
faster
Well,
than bonfires up to mage bonfires, and is free, and gives seeds.
I've never done that myself.
I'll attest to that. That's how I got 99 fire
Yeah,
making
Jadinko
and
Lair is great.
free. That's why I
I've
did it.
gotten all of my levels at Jadinko Lair, at least since 83. That's like 83 to 90. Hold on a second, I need to close my door.
Do 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 do.
People's just got home. Alright. Yeah, that's definitely how I got all of mine, all of my levels, and I really like that I no longer had to make endless fire lines, because fire making is such an annoyingly boring task if you have to do that. Now it's super easy to tell bots, because they're the only ones making fire lines. The idiots outside of Varrock West Bank. Oh good god. Lagging the shit out of my game too. So annoying. But yeah. Alright. Do we have anything else to say about Big Chinchompas?
Well, more on the rewards. It says that you can also spend them on useful resources. Now, I'm not sure about this, but I think that
Obviously.
useful is a relative term.
You'll buy like 900 regular logs for your points.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I don't know. It doesn't say useful hunting resources as well. It just says useful resources. So I wonder... I mean...
It also says secondary ingredients.
Secondary... Hunting and herblore have been linked closely. And hunting and summoning have been linked pretty closely. Like, you have Grenwall spikes for high-level herblore. You have terror bird meat for mid-level summoning. You have stuff like that. So I wonder if it's going to be secondary ingredients for summoning and herblore as opposed to, like, other stuff. I mean, I don't know. That seems like the most likely thing about that reward. That's the one thing I always loved about DIY kind of stuff, which is what I've been doing with regards to herblore. Yay, Grannies. But yeah, it would definitely, if they gave that, it would help to reduce the cost of summoning at least a little bit. I just hope they don't destroy the price of grok hides and cat hides. Or cat fur, or whatever it is.
Maybe there's gonna be new resources
Very
too.
possible. But you'd have to have a reason to use
Like
it.
Maybe they're introducing resources that could be used after the evolution of combat. To like make the new robes and all. Maybe. I don't know. So you can
There is a ton of
start
speculation
stockpiling
with
now.
regards to, like, when are these new robes coming out? When are it's like Batwing, I think, and yeah, and there's all
Imp
sorts
hide.
of new gear coming out, and it is a question of, well, when is that going to be released? Are they just going to wait till the evolution of combat to release it? Are they going to release it early to try and get the resources into the game? I mean, yeah. That's true. Cryptic did say in the chat that it might be new hunter food for traps, or just hunter food for traps, like have palya meats on there or papayas or something like that. As long as they somewhat balance the cost of these things, like per point you get X gold worth of this item. I don't know. We will see how these rewards work out. Anyways, I think we covered most of everything with regards to chins. Anybody have anything else to say?
Nope.
Is that a no,
Nope.
Mudkip?
Nothing
Alright.
else.
Then
Yeah, no.
I guess
I'm-
I think we already did a kind of rate the BTS thing right at the beginning. Oh, I totally didn't follow my little cheat sheet of what the order I'd like to go in, but yeah. So I guess overall I guess we didn't really rate the BTS. We just kind of said how it related to what we expected to see on it. But after all of this discussion, how would we rate the BTS here?
I think it's better than last month because this month we've got a new skilling D&D, we've got a new clan thing, and we've got one of the
Yeah, I know
most
a lot of people
long-awaited
think that the quest just kind of makes up for anything else that may be lacking on the BTS. That's for sure. At least around here.
Well, unless they make it like
won't
salt
do
in the
that because
wound,
they
then
didn't get this quest didn't get tricked.
So, I'm gonna say 81 as a BTS rating.
Respectable. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
I'd give it around
I
an 80
agree.
as well. It's good. It definitely has room for improvement, but it's not spammed with stupid squeal crap. And yeah, they have a little blurb about Squeal and Solomon at the end, but I'm not even gonna think about that. That's something that's easy to just kind of go, well, that's not actually part of the BTS.
Cryptic just said
Good
the penguin
God.
tooth falls on the penguin leader, crushing it.
No, it's more like the Peng Mercible comes out of nowhere and like just nails Pescaling packs. Just like it's a rogue penguin submarine. And it just hits him. And it's like, well done, penguins. Well done. Alright, well instead of spending the next 30 minutes discussing how this quest could be ruined, I feel like we should probably end this podcast before it actually is ruined. So yeah, thanks for watching or listening or whatever. I hope that everybody enjoys this new Penguin quest. I know that I will, regardless of how much it may or may not fail, and I'm sure it won't fail. Nancy, I have faith in you. Yeah.
Fingers
all right,
crossed.
so I guess that'll be it for this podcast. We will probably be back near the end of the month. Hopefully after I'm moved in up in New York. Good luck with that.
Unless the penguin quest is
then
so
you guys
awesome
will
that
be
we can't
doing
contain
one
our
by yourself.
happiness.
Because yeah, I'm kind of busy for the next, I don't know, 3 weeks. This is pretty much the last free day I have for the next while because I'm moving up to school. I'm starting grad school in 3 weeks. So yeah, that'll be definitely a big change for me. But yeah, so hopefully by the end of the month I'll be situated and we'll be able to do another one of these about how we would rate August and looking back on August. But so until then, I guess enjoy the content. Watch the last podcast if you haven't. I guess, are there any other shout outs that we should make? Oh, that's not really a shout out. That's a given.
Mo's a noob.
Anybody else? Nothing. We'll just, Robo does need a job.
Nope.
Somebody out there listening, give Robo a job. Do it, please. But
Yeah.
So then I guess if that's everything, then thank you for listening, and thank you to Captain Lime, Cryptic Spark, and a Wild Mudkip for coming on with me.
No problem.
And
Yep, no
then I
problem.
will see you
No
guys,
problem.
and we will see you guys later this month. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.